Greetings everyone, this isn't a fake laugh. I've just watched one of Wes Wallace's videos. My word, what a complete clown shoe. Sorry, clown foot. Oh, you know when something is so good that you think, wow, if there was a comedy writer writing this, that would be a very good comedy writer. That's Wes Wallace. I'll show at the end of this at the end of this transmit, towards the end of the it will be the last thing I show. Okay, let me just watch one. Oh, okay. Hi everybody in chat. I'm not going to be paying attention to chat very much right now because I'm going to be, well, showing this stuff. First off, it's sad. Okay, it is a sad situation right now on the earth. There are many people who are suffering tragedies. Right now in Britain, in Scotland, there's a family that's going through grief because they have just lost a loved one. So this that you're going to see as I remove this window is the funeral fund. There's a link to this funeral fund in the description to this video. So would it be nice to ease the burden? Would it be kind to ease the financial burden that befalls a family when they go through a tragedy like a bereavement? I think it would. So I encourage everybody to, well, anybody who's watching who hasn't already donated, just donate. You know, you're not buying somebody a P900 camera. You're not paying somebody it's expensive to go somewhere. You're just helping a family have a little bit less of a hard time. That's all, you know. Here it is. I'm going to make double sure that it's in the link to my video. Yes, there it is. To donate to Dessa's funeral fund. I'm going to keep this open. I'm going to go back at the end of the stream and see if it's risen from £1,600. That's it, guys. Just put yourselves in the position, and if you can only afford a couple of pounds, you don't need to be a member of PayPal. You can do it without being a member. Okay. Just for those who might think, oh, it must be really complex. As long as you have a bank card or a bank account, you can do it. And if you can't do it because money is that tight, then don't feel bad for not being able to do it. Okay, this isn't about making people feel bad. This is about trying to make people feel a little bit better. So this is the funeral fund. You click contribute. It then takes you here. If you have a PayPal, you log in. If you don't, you go in as a guest. Hey, where's the thing? Hey, there should be a thing. Dagnabbit, it's telling me to accept cookies. Somewhere. Oh dear, that's very interesting. There used to be a thing where you can donate as a guest. Now it doesn't say it. Well, that's funny of PayPal. Anyway, sorry about that. You could, before, when I donated, you could go here, contribute. We'll let you go in. And there you go, pay as guest. Right, so you click pay as guest. You then put in the donation. And so on. It's easy. So, like I said, I'm just going to check just to see the type of people that watches my stream live. To see, I mean, most of you might be really strapped for cash, but some of you might not be. So I'm just curious. Now, moving on from that pretty dour note, we're going to move to some comedy. We're all used to this, you know. Here's the news: tragedy, fire, death, starvation. Now look at these puppies. We've been conditioned that way, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Put that sour note at the start. People can actually absorb and engage, and then move on to this.
I've worked for Facebook for years, but lately things have been pretty rough.
I struggle to understand the company's behavior every day. The scandals just keep coming.
We're still learning about the impact Facebook had on the 2016 election. It doesn't look good.
Are we continuing to cause irrevocable damage to civilized discourse? Is Facebook truly the downfall of society?
Sometimes my mind starts to spiral like, oh my god, what am I doing with my life? But then a catered lunch from a Michelin star restaurant shows up, and frankly, I can't imagine working anywhere else.
I'll never forget when the Cambridge Analytica story broke. I was actually working remotely from Bali.
Every data breach weighs on me. Sometimes I just have to walk away. I'll throw on the latest Oculus, float around in zero gravity, and completely forget about the security of third-party apps for a couple hours. But as soon as I take that sick VR headset off, it's back to defending our opaque privacy policies.
It's been forever since I was actually able to relax during my Friday afternoon deep tissue massage.
Facebook actually covered the cost of freezing my eggs. How generous is that? And when or if I do eventually conceive, I'll have 17 weeks of paid maternity leave. I'm not saying bringing new life into the world warrants giving a global platform to insane conspiracy theorists like Hillary Clinton running a child sex ring, which led a man to drive across the country and fire a semi-automatic rifle inside a pizzeria. But I probably really do want to be a mom one day.
We all know that Facebook played a key role in putting Donald Trump into office.
And we allowed flagrant disinformation to spread quickly and unchecked.
We let private data get into the wrong hands and be used against us.
Oh, I just bought a boat.
We all feel terrible. But at this point, it would be stupid to walk away from a cushy gig with outrageously good benefits.
If the country is in shambles, what can we do besides enjoy the perks while they last?
Wonderful. Just enjoy the perks while they last. NASA. What's this? This is Christina Koch. Oh, look at her. Oh, there she is. Who's Christina Koch? The person who doesn't know how to tell the date. On March 14, 2019, not 18, 19, on March 14th, 2019, Koch launched to the International Space Station on Soyuz. That's the first time. If you look earlier, it's not like sometime before that she went to the... No, this is telling you when this person supposedly went to the ISS. This year, March. Now, this it's an interview. A series of stuff, actually, not really an interview, just a PR stunt, okay? For the same person, see, NASA astronaut Christina Koch, live interviews, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, February 22nd, 2019. Let's go back a little bit on the video and look at the PR. They're signing things. There's dignitaries. Oh, different flags. Must be friends. All these people standing there. You know, it's a cushy job. Now you go and sign it. Okay, I will sign it. And then, wait for it. I bet she goes and signs it. Let's see if she goes and signs it. She goes and signs it too. So she goes and signs it. Great. I don't mean to say that this person is very like Amy Farrah Fowler, whatever she's called from The Big Bang Theory, but she is. But she's got straight hair. The Big Globlings saying, deep fake, it's not even her because the other one's got curly hair. Yeah, there are these things called hair straighteners. Now, stand together, hands together. We're all friends. Smiley smile. It's all very important and true. No farce or anything like that. Now let's go over here. We'll go over here. And wait, let's just go back to Wikipedia. Koch was scheduled to perform her first EVA, extravehicular activity, going on the outside of the ISS, on March 29th. This would have been the first all-female spacewalk alongside Anne McClain, But spacesuit sizing issues resulted in it being reassigned from McLean to Haig. I'm sorry, what? You didn't size the spacesuits? That's what it says. But spacesuit sizing issues resulted in it being reassigned. Oh, good Lord. You don't tell me you've got a one size fits all but doesn't really fit all. Don't tell me you're not making them bespoke. No, just didn't fit. Sorry. And here you are, some other stuff inside there. Now, the reason I'm showing this is this. Look, this at the very beginning. Let's see. Let's go to the very start. This is how it starts. Smile, smile. Very good. Hello. Here they are in kind of the travelling spacesuit. Not the astronaut suit, the travelling spacesuit. Okay. And then it goes to here. February 22nd. Live interviews. Let's play that. There's a long delay, you know. Oh, there must be a syncing frequencies and whatnot. ABC News. You can't hear it, so I'm not going to play a lot of it. The point is, this is supposed to be February 22nd. But we've just seen that they pre-record things. So, was this really February 22nd? No, very unlikely. You know, why? Why do it February 22nd? Why not just do it all on the same day, or as much as you can? Now let's go, because there's another one. Move ahead. Let's see what's this. February 22nd, some more. Oh, okay. So here's more things, and I'm not listening to it all. I bet you there are some clangers in it.
With a little bit of sunshine.
Yeah, can't hear what the people are saying. Very bad transmission. Let's see, there's another cut. Oh, smiley, smiley. February 22nd again. Or is it some previous date? You know, where they just pre-recorded it? Don't know. Here's another one. I keep jumping just to the intermission things. Expedition 59. 22nd. Very good. Let's see, there'll be another one. Yes, there is. Another one. 22nd. See, I keep scrolling to the next, like, cut. You know, coffee break. And
One day, and none of those people ever discouraged me.
And I had my dreams, and I'm encouraging people to have their dreams, because dreams are important, and we can all dream about Father Christmas. I mean, space and the ISS. And let's go ahead to another one. Lots and lots of interviews, apparently on the same day. But, as we see here, not really. You see, the video I made earlier, thanks to Leeds rules, dude, you rule, but I don't think Leeds rules, I think Manchester rules. I said that before, it's not a very funny thing, but it kind of is. Right. You see how we were looking February 22nd, and they were all supposed to be February 22nd? Well, now we're going to look one, August 14th, where she says, August 26th, today, August 26th. But you see, the freak show that's going on inside the heads of all these NASA dreamers says if they see this, they will just excuse it. Now, all of the videos of the ISS that for the last 4 years, flat earthers have been saying this is pre-recorded, this is fake, and all the Globlings have been saying it's not pre-recorded, it's live. Now we have conclusive evidence that NASA do indeed pre-record stuff from the ISS. Pre-recorded. You see, when they air the video that you're about to see on the 26th, it will appear like, well, it was live on the 26th, but we're going to see it now on August the 14th. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the math, but it's kind of simple math. We're going to play the entirety of this. Enjoy. Maybe I'll jump ahead the long delay. All the people getting anxious there, going, oh, it'll start any minute, quick, bring the popcorn. Any minute. They must be calibrating satellites. Oh, here's all these people looking incredibly busy. It's not just for show. Nope, it's all really real. A guy picking his nose, a guy touching things, and then rubbing his nose and his ear. Other guys, and a woman. Hey, I see a lot more men than women. Sexual inequality. Somebody ring the alarm. I only see 2 women. Wait. Maybe I'm misgendering. Maybe half the men are women too. Or maybe they identify as unicorns. Don't know. That's it. This is what they're showing in the video. Because it was not streamed live. This is a video. So they recorded this tedious nothing activity. That woman looks like she's having a whale of a time. Oh, 2 women I saw there side by side. Gonna go back to the woman who looks like she's having an absolute whale of a time. You'll see who I mean. There she is. Good heavens, she is definitely having a whale of a time. The one in the grey stripy top. That's right. The other one on the other side of the screens, she's on a mobile. That's right. It's a cushy job. Now we see this. And what's happening here is, well, who knows, because we're not hearing the audio. But it goes on for rather...
Please call station for a voice check.
Oh, please call station for a voice check.
How
Oh, here you are.
Hello, Westfield Digital Group.
Remember. Right, I'm going to go back a little bit. And those of you who like counting, maybe you want to start doing some counting for the delay, the supposed delay. You see, the transmission goes from Houston, or wherever it is, on Earth, like CBS or NBC or wherever, okay, to Houston, to the video, or to the video out. But it also goes at the same time to the ISS, and there's a delay. Yes, that's right, there's a delay. It's only 250 miles away, but there's a delay. So you can count the delay, and you can look at her, hearing what's being said, then counting, and then responding, but sometimes she gets the count wrong. So let's listen.
Loud and clear on board the International Space Station.
Oh.
Welcome aboard.
Wait, sorry, I went too far.
Check.
This is Bustle Digital Group. How do you hear me?
Hello, Westfield Digital Group and Kath.
Hello, Bustle Digital Group. That's a very intelligent person. Can't say the word digital very well.
We have you loud and clear on board the International Space Station. Welcome aboard.
All right. Well, just to start off, Christina, could you quickly just introduce yourself, say your name, what you do, and where you are currently?
1, 2, 3.
I sure can. My name is Christina Cook. I'm a NASA astronaut currently living and working on board the International Space Station. We orbit the Earth about 250 miles up.
Amazing. And what would you say your biggest responsibilities are right now up there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's a very interesting question and has many layers. I would say first and foremost, our responsibility is to our crew up here to keep each other safe. Secondly, I would say our responsibilities are the work, the amazing...
What is this keeping each other safe thing? Is it like, look out! You're going to strangulate yourself on a cable hanging out of the wall? Is it that? Is that what it is? Like keeping each other safe? Is it like, don't open that door, that's a pressurized door? Is that what it is? Keeping each other safe? What's your responsibility? Responsibility? Keeping each other safe. Oh, interesting.
work that we do as part of this orbiting laboratory.
As a microgravity laboratory, we do science in all kinds of different arenas, from physical science to biological science, human research, technology demonstrations, and many more. So doing that work and carrying out the work that is the purpose of the International Space Station is definitely one of our responsibilities. And I also think that we have a responsibility to the people that we represent up here to carry people's dreams into space with us, to communicate.
To carry people's dreams into space with us. So at Christmas time, I will be going to Lapland to visit Santa Claus, and I will be carrying all the dreams of all the Santa Claus believers with me when I do so.
The perspective that we have up here. And in addition to work with our teams on the ground, we're part of one big mission that NASA has to explore and to push the boundaries farther. And so our responsibility to the teams, not only that trained us, but that work with us every day to accomplish that mission.
So life up there seems very busy. How do you make time for yourself? What does a typical weekend look like for you?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, that's also a great question. We do typically have weekends off. Now, if we have some kind of a dynamic operation, such as a visiting vehicle or a spacewalk or an arrival of a new...
Good gosh, she didn't just say if we have something happening like a cargo delivery. No, a dynamic mission. What's the other kind of mission? You know, like if you have to say it's a dynamic mission, what are the other kind of missions? Mathematical equations also missions, are they? Because to differentiate, to categorize, you know, we have dynamic missions. Like, sounds like gibberish talk for NASA fanboys.
True. We may have our weekends shifted around a bit, but for the most part, we do try to sync up a weekend.
Wait. She did say we have weekends off. That's right. On the weekends, yeah, don't need to even look after each other, make sure we don't strangle ourselves on the cables hanging out the walls. No, weekends, we have weekends off. None of replay.
Has to explore and to push the boundaries farther. And so our responsibility to the teams, not only that trained us, but that work with us every day to accomplish that mission.
So life up there seems very busy. How do you make time for yourself? What does a typical weekend look like for you?
Yes, that's also a great question. We do typically have weekends off. Now, if we have some...
We do typically have weekends off. That's it. The thing just runs itself. Yeah, it just runs itself. When we've got weekends off, it just runs itself.
Kind of a dynamic operation, such as a visiting vehicle or a spacewalk or an arrival of a new...
A spacewalk where suits don't fit and we have to reschedule and say, oh, but this suit doesn't fit you. Laura, does it fit you? Bet it fits you with your slender hips. Oh, it does. Can you go? Like, guys, NASA apparently hasn't really perfected how to make bespoke suits. Oh, I'm sorry, Glenn McIntosh. It sounds like your farce is just...
We may have our weekends shifted around a bit, but for the most part, we do try to sync up a weekend like normal so that we can share that weekend with our friends and family at home in our off time. Obviously, we don't get to drive home. We still spend our weekends and our free time in our workspace. So part of that means just creating an environment where we can feel like we're experiencing off time and downtime in this place. One of the things that I like to do is look out the windows. We have this gorgeous window. I call it the bay window of Space Station. It's a module that we call the cupola, and it faces the Earth, and it is a place where you can get phenomenal views, not only of the Earth as it races by below us, but of the night sky, the planets, the moon.
Wait. How are you getting the night skies and the planets? If you can only see about 3% of the surface of the Earth from the cupola, then it means all of your field of view is Earth. How are you seeing the planet? Huh.
auroras, the southern lights on the Earth's atmosphere. So I love looking out the window and I love taking photographs. I've been a photographer for many years, so to get to do that up here is definitely taking my hobby to the next level, and I really enjoy that. I also like to read. I kind of have a favorite window that I picked out. It just so happens to be this window back here.
Oh, it just so happened she likes to read by the window. So she likes to read by that window, which, when the blind is open, it'll just be pitch black outside. Yeah, I like to read by this window. It just so happens to be this one over my left shoulder. Yeah, we open it, and anytime I want, I'm reading. Like, ooh, and Hal said, I would not open I would not open the doors, Dave. What are you talking about? And then sometimes I just look out of the window wistfully at the blackness. That's right, because I like reading by this window. See where all these contraptions and stuff are? Yeah, I just hang there in the air. Yeah, I can't hang here in the air, you know. I keep having to put my feet in this little bar thing. I can't just not put them there and just stay floating exactly where I am. Just like if I let go of the mic, how it would just stay floating exactly where it is. I can't do that. I keep having to put my feet under this bar.
So I like to read by the window on the weekends as well. Just kind of take a little time off that way. We also like to spend time with each other. We have group meals together. We watch movies together, play music together, and, you know, just share stories about our lives and just learn about our crewmates and spend time together that way. And we also are really lucky that we have a chance to communicate with our friends and family at home. On the weekends in particular, we usually have one video conference per week with, say, a spouse.
From the base in Area 51. Right, we just call them from there. But they think we're orbiting in the sky.
Or our kids or something like that. So it's a really great time to be able to reconnect with the home front.
In one of the photos you sent us, you were roasting garlic, which we thought was amazing. Do you cook a lot up there?
1, 2, 3.
Actually, we do not cook a lot in the traditional sense. In fact, that's why that photograph was kind of a memorable occasion.
Listen to what's coming up for some absolutely wonderful half-wit language for half-wits.
Occasionally, we get a visiting cargo vehicle, and in certain types of vehicles, they are able...
Wait. A visiting cargo vehicle? That must be a dynamic mission. But no, not that. Just listen.
And up just a little bit of fresh fruits and vegetables, and garlic is one of the things we always request, because if we set up the right kind of setup, we can actually peel the garlic. It does take some upside down tape to put the garlic peels on as we go so they don't go flying off, and a little bit of care in cutting.
Hey, hold on. What if they just go flying off? It's not like they're made of water. It's not like it's water droplets flying off, huh?
The garlic, and then we use little pouches to put the garlic in what we call our food warmer, which is normally just where we warm up our food. But
we take the garlic, and when we've peeled it, we put it inside these pouches, and we put it in our food warmer, which is what we normally call our, well, food warmer. The thing that warms our food. See what I mean? It's language for imbeciles. Listen again.
Take some upside down tape to put the garlic peels on as we go so they don't go flying off, and a little bit of care in cutting up the garlic, and then we use little pouches to put the garlic in what we call our food warmer, which is normally just where we warm up our food. But if you put garlic in there for long enough, for several hours, it will actually roast it, and it's a real treat. Everything else that we have up here is either thermostabilized food, like an MRE style meal, or it's dehydrated and rehydrated on board. So that, you know...
Unless you go to the canteen when the cameras stop recording, you know, unless you do that.
Of making your own food and creating something, and I like to do that for my crewmates. It really is a unique opportunity that we get here once in a while.
God, I bet it smells like heaven in there, you know, with all the garlic and all the other smells. Yeah, I bet it smells like a glory, that ISS station. Yeah, because outside of it, apparently, space, somehow, they managed to smell it, and it smells like burnt rubber. According to some people, according to other people, like steak. That's interesting. I've smelt burnt rubber, and I've also smelt burnt steak. No, not burnt steak, just steak. Have any of you in the chat ever smelt burnt rubber and steak? When you were smelling burnt rubber, did you go, ooh, reminds me of a barbecue? Or did you think burning rubber? No, but according to the astronauts, they've managed to smell outer space. You might say, how did they do that? Like, yeah, it's a good question. Well, apparently what it is this. They go out to space, and then they come in, and they take the helmet off and go, smells like burnt rubber. And the other guy's like, oh, smells like steak to me. That's right, because the smell of space, it impregnates their astronaut suits. Must smell beautiful.
That's amazing. So how
And the person she's talking to, everything is just amazing.
is your personal space for just you?
Each of us has crew quarters. This is what our bedrooms are called. And they're about the size of a phone booth. If you stick your hands out like this, you can kind of touch either wall. And inside there we have a sleeping bag, which is attached to the wall because we don't need to lay down into a bed. We actually couldn't. But we do have a sleeping bag that we can zip ourselves into so that we don't float away while we sleep. We also have a computer in there so we can email. That's where our primary communication is. We have software that allows us to use our computer just like a telephone, so we can call people from there. And we can
Hey, I thought that only happened at weekends. It sounds like you can do that any night now. Hey, you've got computers, you can Skype people, I suppose, huh?
also decorate the space with photos from home, mementos from home, things that people have sent us in care packages.
Things that people sent us in care packages that weigh 0. Because, well, it's a heck of a lot of fuel for every gram. But yeah, no, people just send us stuff. Here's your tap dancing shoes. We thought you'd appreciate the irony.
And just things to make...
Now, I bet you this person does tap dancing. I'm just saying. She looks like she does tap dancing.
Space on station feel comfortable and feel like home. It's interesting because oftentimes people's workspace, they have a personal space there as well, but as you can imagine, space is very limited on board the space station, so we don't have a desk where we can necessarily set up a workspace with all of our bits and bobs, so our crew quarters are really special to each of us.
Do your crew quarters have hair straighteners in them? Why aren't you using them? Huh? Why aren't you using hair straighteners? Stop confusing all these deep fake people. Come on, sort your hair out, woman. By the way, just to say, there is no chance that the military would allow a guy with long hair to go on the ISS. What the hell are these women doing going on the ISS with long hair? Because it is run by the military, isn't it? Let's remember. Let's not pretend it isn't.
When you were getting ready to go on your first expedition, how did you decide what to bring with you?
2, 3.
Well, it's interesting you asked that. I actually had a little bit of an accelerated training flow, so I didn't spend as much time planning that out as I might have thought I would. And the funny story...
She had an accelerating something or other. Really? Let's have a look at Wikipedia. Astronaut career. Koch graduated from the NASA Academy program at Goddard Space Flight Center in 2001. Good Lord. Between 2001 and 2019, you didn't have long enough to plan? Women. Talk about high maintenance.
That is that I collected all kinds of mementos from different institutions and different people that had helped me to get where I was, schools that I went to, organizations I had been a part of, collected all those things and brought them to the person to turn them into on the due date, and realized that I completely had forgotten to think about anything that I personally might want for myself. So the person organizing that reminded me of that, and I thought, oh, that's a great idea. So she gave me one more day, and that night I went home, and I called it going shopping in my own house. I just sort of went around from room to room and picked out little things that I thought would be creature comforts, a pair of socks here, a photograph there, and ended up being able to slip those in
What about underwear?
The deadline as well.
Is there one item in particular that reminds you the most of home?
1, 2, 3.
Absolutely. My husband and I have a tradition that every time we travel, we bring home for each other
Good God, this person is married. Oh,
a baseball cap or kind of a trucker's hat style hat. And so I brought 2 of those from our collection up on board with me, and I have them hanging in my crew quarters. So those always remind me of my husband and how much fun we have when we travel together.
What has been the most surprising thing about living at the International Space Station?
2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. She was hearing before she started answering. Let me go back. Count the seconds between the question and the delay.
What has been the most surprising thing about living at the International Space Station?
1, 2. Oh, she started nodding at 2. She heard it. It must be superluminous or something.
There have been a lot of surprises up here. I'm always surprised by how amazing it is to look down on the places that I'm from on Earth. But I would say the most surprising thing is just the ability that we have to adapt to life up here. It's been especially clear how much adaptation there has been for us because we just recently got a new crew. And
yeah, it's adaptation. You see, because evolution, it's not playing very well, but instead, adaptation, great. So humans don't no longer get sunburnt, right? Because they've been living under the same sun. No. Humans still keep getting sunburnt. Oh, looks like this adaptation thing's not working quite so well.
Them go through that process and watching their bodies adjust to microgravity makes me and my crewmate who arrived here, with whom I arrived together a few months ago, realize how much we have changed and adapted. We're to the point now where we don't even notice or think it's strange that we float around. In fact, when I watch television shows of obviously people on Earth, I actually find myself being surprised that things aren't floating. So just how quickly the mind can adapt is really amazing.
Amazing.
That is incredible. What's been the most challenging thing? What took you the longest to get used to?
1, 2. She heard it straight away, started nodding.
I think the biggest challenge up here is because we have acclimated so well and because the ground teams do such a great job of making life up here seem normal. One of the biggest challenges is actually staying ready and staying vigilant for
For things like holes in the ISS, things like that.
Emergencies that could come up at any time, and remembering
Like a hole in the ISS?
that we are in such a unique environment and everything that brings. One, the experience of it, to just remember to stay vigilant in appreciating it every single day for the uniqueness that it has. And
you can't stay vigilant every single day. Being vigilant is a more focused frame of mind. You can't do that for days on end. It's just not doable.
Also, just again, the safety, the remoteness of where we are, and how even though it seems so comfortable to us in this indoor environment, we're actually in a very austere environment that humans were never necessarily meant to live without all kinds of technology. And so remembering that and keeping that in the forefront has been a big challenge, but it's one that I think about every single day.
So by the time you're done with your expeditions, you will have been in space for almost a year. What is the biggest thing you hope to accomplish during your space flight?
I think number one is just giving back. And
I think number one is all the ka-ching I will make from all the talks I'll be invited to. That's right.
Contributing as much as possible when I'm here, and that is on every level you can imagine. Giving back to my
Not with truth. With truth it isn't. Because we're going to see in this same interview that she pretends like it's the 26th of August.
family and recognizing that my husband and I
Just for clarity's sake, this was uploaded on the 14th of August, 12 days before the 26th.
the goal of having an even better marriage after this almost year apart, and we work on that all the time, and it's definitely going well because we set that goal. Giving back to my team up here, making sure that we've got each other's backs every day and that we're executing the plan as well as we can.
They didn't have your back when they told you to say 26th of August, girlfriend.
Teams on the ground that we're working together to accomplish the mission with, and my training team that spent so long making sure I was prepared for this. So trying to make them proud. And then in addition, just giving back to the people that paved the way for me to be here, paying homage to them, the people that trailblazed to make it possible for me to even be here for what looks to be a record-breaking mission. And also to give back to the future explorers, the people that hopefully I can inspire while I'm up here.
Wait a second, it's not a record-breaking mission. Like, if women are equal to men, which they kind of are in a kind of very roundabout, non-equal way, well then you can't do, then you're a human, just like a man is a human. Well, you haven't beaten the human record. Sorry, see how that works? It's not record-breaking, because some men have been there for 2 years.
To achieve their dreams. And as I mentioned before, giving back to just the rest of humanity that doesn't necessarily get to come up here and see this view, but to carry their dreams with us and to share.
To carry their dreams with us as we go to Lapland to visit Father Christmas.
Everything we're seeing and learning from here.
Well, Christina, this has been so wonderful. Thank you so much.
And thank you. It's been
Wow, that was a long delay. I'm going to go back and count.
And as I mentioned before, giving back to just the rest of humanity that doesn't necessarily get to come up here and see this view, but to carry their dreams with us and to share everything we're seeing and learning from here.
Aww.
Well, Christina, this has been so wonderful. Thank you so much.
1, 2, 3.
And thank you. It's been wonderful speaking with you.
Oh, great. Bless.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
That concludes the event. Clonk! Cracks a head on the
To all
top.
participants from Bustle Digital Group, station, please stand by while we reconfigure audio and video.
Wait a second. So that was the blah blah digital group. What do they do? Oh, they work removing harness, cords, and okay, you know, like when they made the film Gravity. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's what they do. Oh, right, is it? Yes. Oh, there's a NASA logo. Let's skip ahead to this, which I showed earlier. Dun, dun, dun. There she is. Again, just waiting listlessly, just just waiting with a little bit of a duper's delight smile. It's nothing. Hey, that laptop, why is it open like that? It's important, that's why. Oh, okay. What about all those cables and dangling down things? Yeah, all of them. Absolutely important. What about this thing on a cable? Oh, well, that's another thing that's important. Oh, is it? Yep. Going to be on a cable so that people can see the cable floating around? Well, yeah. That's why it's on a cable, see? So that people can see the cable floating around. And that way they think, oh, see, must be microgravity. Oh, that's interesting. What is it? Is it a toothbrush? Looks like a toothbrush. Is this her bathroom? That blue thing in her hand? Is it a toothbrush? Is it an ear cleaner? It's a nose hair trimmer. That's gross. Fancy taking a hot nose hair trimmer. Ugh. And showing it on camera. Look, she's going to put it on in her nose. Oh, no, she didn't. Okay. But still, it's a bit gross. Now move forward. Grab the thing again. Okay, what for? Well, just say, blah, 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 blah. So she did. She said that. Now she's looking. Scroll. Yeah, move it to page 24. Scroll. Page 22. Scroll. Page 23. Scroll. Page 24. Got it. Got it, Houston. Great. I mean, guys on the other side of the building. Okay. Now get back to your position. Okay. Move the cables. Okay. Put your feet in the thing so you don't float away, even though you ought to just now be able to take your feet off ever so gently and just like cross your legs in the air. You should be able to do that, but no, you have to keep having them there. Why? Well, because that's why.
Welcome aboard the International Space Station.
Oh.
I'm NASA astronaut Christina Cook.
Ah.
Today, August 26th,
What?
marks the
I did this before, but what? August 26th? It's August 14!
halfway point of my 11-month mission on board this orbiting laboratory.
Oh.
August 26th also marks another milestone, Women's Equality Day.
Oh, what a shame that Women's Equality Day got just completely like sabotaged by this woman pretending like it happened 12 days before, just to hoodwink women, you know, the dim women. Because the bright women will be like, this is pre-recorded, yeah, we watched it on this Flat Earthers channel.
Almost a century ago, the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was certified.
The 19th Amendment? Was it the 19th Amendment? Yeah, probably. Let me just check. Women's Equality Day. Let me just check. I just want to make sure because she does get numbers wrong. 26, 1920, amendment 19. Yes, okay, good. So she didn't get that wrong.
Officially granting women the right to vote. It is amazing and so meaningful.
The right to vote and pay taxes. That's right. It's such a clever trick. Yeah, hey, you can vote now. Great. And guess what you'll be able to do soon? What? You'll be able to go out and make your husband proud by working. Oh, really? Will that make my husband proud? No, not really. It will kind of make him feel like you're not spending enough time with the children. He might say, hey, if you're going to work, why don't I stay home and look after the children? And you'll say, you're not doing that. You're not equipped. But no, never mind that.
See how far we've come. I have been truly inspired by the struggle and triumph of so many women who dared to break ground in all aspects of society.
Rah, rah, women! Rah, rah, women!
And those who have pushed the boundaries of human imagination.
Oh.
And now I am both privileged and challenged.
Yeah, cut that out. Okay, sure. That's what happened. That's how it ends. Look, I'm going to play it again. Just talking nonsense, and then they say, oh, just shut up. Watch. Watch.
It is amazing and so meaningful to see how far we've come. I have been truly inspired by the struggle and triumph of so many women who dared to break ground in all aspects of society, and those who have pushed the boundaries of human imagination. And now I am both privileged and challenged.
Yeah, that'll do. That's it. That's how it ends. Look at that face. Imagine that being your wife. Ugh. You cut me off whilst I was still speaking. That's not very respectful of women. You know, maybe you want to work on your equality. Never mind. Yes, so that happened. True story. Yeah, while she was talking, and I'm especially proud of... Shut up, you. Oh, okay. That's right. August 26th, today. Today, August 26th. It's August 14. And it's... the title is video... the video is titled Expedition 60 In-Flight Bustle Digital Group, August 14. Yes. And there are some Globlings who just can't deal with that, and they're like, no, she went up last year, and it was last year's August 26th that she said that. It's like, no, it isn't. Stop lying. Just stop lying. Now we're going to look at another liar, and this is so good. This is just so splendidly good. You'd need a genius comedy team to write this. Where's Wally? You know how Where's Wally? Right, so let me go back to this. Hi. Let me grab this little screen. Okay. Last week I showed, thanks to no fanfare, that the star trails aren't actually what you might call exactly circular around the same point. Just a thing. Now, all the Globlings are like, well, we're not going to check, but we think lens distortion, because obviously it can't be the actual stars, because if it was the stars, then we wouldn't be living on a globe. But we're definitely not going to check in case it is the stars. Okay? We're not going to check. If anything, we'll video stuff, and then we'll process it, and then we'll say, see, perfect circles. Okay. Now, I make a video showing this. No fanfare shows it. So I make a video showing non-fanfares work and other. Okay, not circles. Okay, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Where's Wally says, what Antonio didn't think of doing, even though I said the next thing to do would be check like North Polar stars. We're looking at the South Celestial Pole. What Antonio didn't think of doing, even though he said he would, was check the Northern stars. I did. It showed the same thing. Yeah, not circles. Really, really. That's literally what he did. He said, Antonio's been saying the stars aren't making proper circles in the sky with one central point. What he didn't think of doing was checking the other pole. I checked the other pole, it showed the same thing, yeah. And he does it now again about the moon. Really, just watch. It's just genius.
Where's Wally here? Well, today we're going to look at a dumb thing that Antonio said. Yes, I know, another one. Yeah, seriously guys, I might just start a list. How about like something like this? Well, anyway, the other day he said that the moonlight is special because it takes away colour.
The moon sends light down and takes away, but it takes away more than it sends down, which is why it takes away colour. I said this before. Go out during a full moon with a friend, take different coloured things in your pocket and a marker. And then when you're out walking with your friend away from artificial lighting, say, hey, I have an experiment. Take those things out of your pocket, put them on the floor and say, what colour are those things? And ask your Globling friend to write down the colour those things are on the thing.
Doesn't transmit colour or destroys colour.
Wait. That kind of jumped. I don't know why YouTube keeps doing this, kind of jumping stuff whilst I'm transmitting.
To write down the colour those things are on the thing.
Doesn't transmit colour or destroys colour or does something. Anyway, you could have knocked me over with a feather when I heard him say that. Well,
a 6-gram feather. Dude, you need to eat some meat. If a 6-gram feather can knock you over, there's something wrong with you. Anyway, this is the best bit. This is this is just genius comedy.
Could have knocked me over with a feather when I heard him say that. Well, particularly one of Antonio's feathers. But basically his proof was that if you go outside on a moonlight night when the moon is full, you can only see in black and white. Well, I walked outside and yes, sure, you can basically see black and white.
So I went outside and yes, sure, you can basically only see black and white. Hello, what did you say, where's Wally? Oh.
Say that, well, particularly one of Antonio's feathers. But basically his proof was that if you go outside on moonlight night,
on a moonlight night,
moon is full,
when the moon is full,
you see in black and white.
You can only see in black and white. Well,
walked outside and yes.
Well, I walked outside and.
Well, you can basically see black and white.
And yes, you can basically see black and white. That's right. So he went outside. Oh, I've never heard of this. Goes outside and goes, well, by golly, can only kind of see black and white. He then goes, wait a minute, what if I got a condenser reflector? Well, then that's not just moonlight, it's it. But what if I got a condenser reflector, kind of used to boil water, you know, from sunlight? Because if you leave a glass of water, sunlight's not going to boil it. But if you modulate the frequency of those beams and you strain them to make them well focused, then you can boil water with sunlight. But wait, doesn't sunlight boil water naturally if you just leave a glass of water out in the sun? Well, no, not really. Why not? Well, it's just not strong enough. But if you use this condenser thing that condenses the light, it's going to boil it, right? Yes. Well, how does it do that? Well, because it focuses the light. Right, okay. Now, if you go out under a full moon, it doesn't have to be a full moon, but, you know, the full moon's going to be the one that gives you the most light. Go out in the full moon, yeah, black and white, everything black and white. What happens if you bring a condenser reflector? Well, you're going to condense the rays and watch the rest is his thing. And his viewers have heard him explain, yes, Antonio was right. If you go out, moonlight only gives you certain colours. Just like sunlight only warms water a certain amount. It doesn't make it boil. But it's like, no, must be, what about if we change the moonlight? And the rest of the video is him changing the moonlight. But even then, well, you'll see. God.
What Antonio failed to do, which what I did, is go and research.
What Antonio failed to do, which is what he did. This is how this is how he underlined his star trail comment. What Antonio failed to do was look at the North Stars. Yeah, they were also North guns, not the same. So now he says, what Antonio failed to do is do some research. Okay, let's see.
You can basically see black and white.
So yes, you can basically see, I'm going to put the subtitles on so people can read it, okay? Well, I walk out, so I didn't see, but so I didn't. Yes, sure, you can basically see black and white. I'm going to rewind. Go outside on a moonlit night when the moon is full. It doesn't have to be full, but that's when you get it.
You can only see in black and white.
You can only see in black and white.
Outside, and yes, sure, you can basically see black and white.
Well, I walk outside, and yes, sure, it says I didn't. Okay, but that's not what he's saying then. And yes, sure, you can basically see black and white. Quod erat demonstrandum. But let's carry on. Now I can take the titles off.
Failed to do, which what I did, is go and research this a bit, and it turns.
What Antonio failed to do was go and research this. Oh yes, no, Antonio's never done any research. That's right. No, like you know the image that's being shown now that says mitochondria. Well, all of the human cells have mitochondria. Synaptic endings and rod and cone. Which way they're facing? Which way they're facing? Where's Wally? Inner segment, rod. Outer segment, discs. Says the top one. And then, same for the green one. Okay, cone, outer segment, discs. Great. Where's the retina? Is the retina to the left of the screen or is it to the right of the screen? Do they stick out from the retina into the void of the eye? Or are they beyond the retina, pointing away from the void of the eye? I know that you don't.
That it's because your eyes have two different sets of senses. One of them.
Oh. So now he's saying the reason you only see black and white is, well, because your eyes only have two sets of sensors, and when there's only enough light to see black and white, well, you only see black and white.
Rods, and the other are the cones. Now, the rods are the light sensitive for low light conditions, and the cone.
No. Oh, poor sod. The rods are not for right. He says the rods are simply for light sensitive. Listen.
Now, the rods are the light sensitive for low light conditions, and the cone.
The rods are light sensitive for low light conditions. No, dim. The rods is to establish how much light there is. That tells the iris how much to dilate or contract. That's right. If your eyes are dilated, if your iris is dilated to its fullest, but there's a lot of light, guess what happens? Two things. One, you cannot see. You just can't see because you have just basically white. You can't tell what's in front of you. And the other thing is, your eyes will tear up and want to close. That's what happens. See, the rods are there to tell your brain, your central nervous system, which is your eyes are part of your central nervous system, what's going on, how much is being received, so that it can contract to allow just sufficient light to be able to, well, delineate the world out there. You see, that's what the rods are for. not for low light conditions. They're also and especially for high light conditions.
So for the colour, the red, green, blue. So what happens when you're in a very low light situation is the rods can see the low light, but your cones cannot. So everything...
Oh, your rods do not give detail to the world. And I'll show this because it's the fovea that gives details to the world. I will show this and I will just completely bitch slap this half-wit who says that the rods give you details. Like, they don't at all. Okay, I'm going to replay just to show how he's misunderstanding. And by the way, Wes Wally apparently is a scientist.
That situation is the rods can see
the rods don't see
low light, but your cones cannot.
So let's go and look at let's see vision and retina. Let's see what we find. Retina, definition and detailed illustration. Let's have a look, see. Oh, I don't want yeah, okay, that's it. Now, oh, what's this? Let's look at this diagram. Good heavens, look. Look where the cones are. Anyway, let's see where the fovea is described. Because it's the fovea that your eye focuses to. Let's go in here. Oh no, that looks a bit poor. Yeah. Let's just say retina and go to the fountain of knowledge, Wikipedia. The retina. Let's see. No, it doesn't show. Okay. I know what we'll do. We'll put fovea. Fovea. Let's see. Not finding. That's interesting. Hey. Let's see. Go to sight and fovea. Eye. Oh, sorry, there it was. Now, let's see, the fovea centralis. Where is it, the fovea centralis? Let's see. The fovea. See it here? Well, you can't see my cursor. Fovea is just a little area right there next to the optic nerve. That's right. What are the rods doing? Nothing to do with the fovea. That's right. Nothing to do with the fovea. But look into it, Wally.
Here's black and white. Now I set up a little experiment in the backyard.
So he sets up a little experiment in the backyard. You know, after he's gone out and saying, oh, good golly gosh, Antonio Subirats was right. He can only see black and white under the moon. Yeah. So let's do an experiment.
Got an old satellite dish that had tin foil coated on it for boiling the jug in the sun. And
Ooh.
let's just point that at the moon. Nice moonlight, full moon tonight almost. And look what happened.
Look what happened. You see these bright colours? Look what happens under the moon.
When you look at a nice little piece of Lego with all the various...
Good gosh, aren't they washed out? And that's with the moonlight focused, like you might focus the sun to boil some water. Well, what happens if you don't focus it to boil some water? Well, you only get black and white, like I said.
Colours on it. You can see all the colours. Even the camera can pick it up. You can see it quite clearly by eye, but the camera can actually see it. So I think we'll just wrap it up there and say, Antonio, you know what you're going to call somebody who can't even do basic research and what?
Yes, on the eye and the rods and cones and the fovea and how eye happens. Eyesight. what light is, how the eye sees. You know, somebody who can't do that kind of research.
Out a little bit of science themselves, you're going to call them a
Dim.
That's right, that's what you are. You complete dim. In this very video you said, Antonio says you can only see black and white. So I went outside and yeah, sure, you can only see black and white. In your own video, I'm going to replay it before the end.
It could just be that the moonlight is really strong in Australia. We do have to put on SPF 20 to go outside on a moonlight night.
Sure.
Yes, I know this is all just a little bit rough, but look, frankly, I don't care at this point because this is such a simple thing that anybody can do it.
Yes, anybody can go out under a full moon where there's no artificial light and see whether or not the moonlight will present anything other than black and white. That's right, anyone can do that.
For a moonlight night, as Antonio suggested, and go outside and take a mirror or one of
And go outside and take a mirror. Okay, so start changing things. Okay.
those face mirrors where the mirror's a bit curved.
All right, so a condenser mirror. Okay.
It's a bit, or even use a magnifying glass.
Gosh, aren't they washed out? Or you can even use a magnifying glass. In other words, if you go outside and the moon is only presenting black and white like it does, but you change the conditions locally, well, then you've changed the conditions locally. You great big corrupt scientist. What kind of scientist are you?
Or a camera with a long exposure time. Anything will show you that the moon is not special, it's just reflecting white light from the sun.
It's just reflecting white light from the sun. Then what would be arriving on the earth would be, well, white light, and white light would give you all of the colours of the spectrum that are available to human eyes. Instead, that doesn't happen. Instead, when you change the frequency so much of the light, so that means the size of the tubes, of the Subirats tubes, when you condense them, you change the conditions and lo and behold, you get some washed out colours. Good Lord, can you boil water with them? Well, no, not really. Oh, that's interesting. You can boil water with sunlight. Oh, well, never mind that. Oh, okay.
So this is looking straight at the reflector, and of course when you get in nice and close...
What? What? When you get in nice and close?
On the focal point. Okay guys,
What the heck was that? When you get nice and close, you get, well, nothing. And then he shows a hard drive that he's working on. So I'm going to leave you with the big blunder.
Well, particularly one of Antonio's feathers. But basically his proof was that if you go outside on a moonlight night when the moon is full, you can only see in black and white. Well, I walked outside and yes, sure, you can basically see black and white.
I'm going to write a comment. What a complete dumbass. What a complete dumbass. Just, wow. Okay, now I'm going to look in the chat. Just wow. Hey, where's Wally? I know you're watching. Go and look into eyesight. Into vision. Just go and look into it. Okay, so you don't make mistakes like saying that the rods see. You complete imbecile. They don't see. Okay, what's happening with the moonlight is when we see white, it's a combination of all of the colors. Because the moonlight isn't hitting the ground so hard as to individualize the various different frequencies or the various different size tubes that gives us color. It only lets us see, well, the whites. That's the tubes crossed over like the flower of life. You complete half-wit. That's right, you're a complete half-wit. Right, anyway, now I'm going to go into the chat. God, wait a second, don't tell me I wasn't showing. Yes, I was showing that. Whew, for a second I thought I was still showing that astronaut. So I'm looking in the chat. How's everybody doing? What a just like how much of a blundering idiot does somebody have to be to make a video saying, this guy says you can only see black and white under the moon, so I went outside and yeah, sure, you can only see black and white. This is like not... Oh, right, something from Danny Diesel. This is gold. Let me see what this gold is. Just, good Lord. What is this? Adam Savage visits National Air and Space Museum's restoration hangar. Oh, okay. I will watch that later. Thank you very much. You compare your sextant angle to the calculated angle of objects. Where is the calculated height measured from? The center of the Earth at Rune Thorson. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon, dysfunctional navigator. You compare your sextant angle to the calculated angle of object with the horizon, right? You compare your sextant angle, that's the angle between the horizon, and the angle to the object. That's the horizon, not the center of the Earth. Where is the calculated height measured from? The center of the Earth at Rune Thorson. No, it isn't. But never mind that. You see, they will... Oh. Look. Oh, never mind. It's too... You won't get it. No Glenn today. No, Rock Lover. I sent him a message. His reply about the 26th of August. His reply was, oops. As in, as in, oh, they messed up there. That's right. Is there any more questions about how the ISS stuff is done? Let's face it, they record it ahead of time. They can live remove features. They can do that live, but they can do it a lot easier if it's not live. Just record them bouncing on the cables or whatever they're doing, and then just go and edit whatever you want to edit, nice and easy, and then release it. Because that was the 14th of August. It doesn't mean it was recorded on the 14th of August. It just means that the whole thing was shown as if it was recorded on the 14th of August. All we know for sure is that it wasn't, oh dear, it wasn't recorded on the 26th. Glenn McIntosh is in the chat. Glenn McIntosh. Care to explain why she said, today the 26th of August? I'm going to wait. Hola, fas hortas. Going to wait, and we're going to watch Glenn McIntosh not explain. The question is, care to explain, and it is a question, care to explain why she said today was the 26th of August, sometime around the 14th? Oh. Oh. Glenn, you're a knob, a cock. Yes, you are, Glenn. Oh, and here's the other thing, Glenn. Henceforth, unless you explain in your very next comment why she said the 26th, and it wasn't, we're not the 26th yet. Unless you explain why she said that, I'm going to remove your wrench and ask you to make any further comments through the super chat. That's right, you see, I went to see Glenn yesterday, and he has this Q&A jar for flat earth questions. If there are any flat earth questions, you have to put some money in the Q&A jar. So, same thing here, Glenn McIntosh. So you have the option of answering why she would say the 26th when it wasn't, with the word today, 26th of August, or lose your wrench and make further comments through the super chat. Thank you. Dysfunctional Navigator. You reduce your sextant angle to the center of the Earth. American Practical Navigator. You reduce your sextant angle to the center of the Earth. No, you don't. Stop saying silly things. You reduce your sextant angle to plumb. Like Plum, you know, the predecessor to the sextant was the astrolabe. Oh, Glenn McIntosh, sorry, you lost your wrench. You had a... Now, I'm asking people, don't ban him, okay? Just don't ban him. He's just not got a wrench anymore. So any further comments? If they're propagandizing and not answering why she would say the 26th of August, sometime before the 14th, or not before the 14th of August, then please make your comments through Super Chat. Thank you, Glenn. Oh, I love it when Glenn comes in. Rock Lover, a Globling. Pretty strange saying the 26th, got to say. Like, yeah, pretty strange. Especially saying it more than once, and especially saying, today, the 26th of August. If she said the 26th of August is the commemoration of blah, 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 that's fine. Okay? But today, 26th of August. Yes, time travels faster in orbit, writes Tesla's Apple. Good Lord. Aye, aye, aye. And as we see, Glenn is just staying quiet. Oh, poor thing. Oh, Glenn. Oh, no, not my wrench. How will I feel important and special now? You won't. You will have your comment removed. Remove. And any more comments, Glenn, make them through the Super Chat. Thank you. I have given you an opportunity with your wrench to explain why she would say the 26th of August. Leeds rules, there you are. That's the guy. You're seeing him in the chat right now. If you're watching the chat. That's the guy who passed me the video. Dude, that was brilliant. Thank you for that, man. Clearly, like soap operas, they pre-record episodes. It's a TV studio technique. That's right. What is the latitude of the ship? Question mark. And Antonio Subirats. Just look at my channel and answer the question. Well, that's not a question. Okay. So you don't just put a question mark after the word question. Then the first is, what is the latitude of the ship? I have no idea what ship you're talking about. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, dysfunctional navigator. You too. Care to explain why the Cutty Sark did a longer distance in 73 days? A longer distance in 73 days. Longer distance, 73 days. Shorter distance, 102 days. What vehicle did that shorter distance in 102 days? A modern racing yacht. Oh. Care to explain? Cutty Sark, fully laden, 1800s cargo ship. Racing yacht, designed to be fast. So, go ahead. Explain, please. How is a modern racing yacht slower than a 1800s cargo ship? Glenn McIntosh is showing a little hissy fit because he can't comment now, so he's texting me. Oh, the poor boob. So I went in yesterday and he goes, care to explain about this deep fake thing that you made a big mistake on? I'm like, I already made a video explaining it. Thank you very much. When? Well, before. Oh yeah, but you didn't quite explain it. You kind of whitewashed it. Like, it's right there. Is it? It's right there, the video. He hasn't been banned as far as I've seen. Nobody has banned him. Oh, okay. He's been timed out by Bandsaw Bandit. Do not time him out anymore. Let him make comments through the super chat. Okay? Bandsaw Bandit or anybody else. So, dysfunctional navigator. Yes, said Antonio Subiras. The Earth is flat. It takes longer to go around Antarctica. That's right. That's it. It takes longer to go around Antarctica because it's much wider than the globe says. Bandsaw Bandit. Do me again, says Quasar. Why are you saying that, Quasar? I'm going to give you a wrench. Oh, there you go. Bandsaw. Bandwidth did it again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Bandsaw Bandwidth. There you are. And I'm going to remove your wrench, dude. That's what happens. So let's see. Bandsaw Bandit. Remove moderator. Sorry, dude. You messed up there. So, let's see what further comments. Jeez Louise. What Antonio plainly fails to see is that the rods only see white light. It's for when it's dim. Wow. Just like, how super intelligent that man is. He mustn't have understood the lens focuses light to a point. This region has cones. Those cones are outside of that point. Huh? Huh? At your request, that Bandquaser. So, wait, I just removed this wrench. Yeah, okay. Time passed by differently in the days of old. It did, yeah. And Salim Magara, a teary face. Why, Salim Magara? You're gonna have a wrench too. No, actually, I'll wait to see whether you're Bandsaw Bandit. So let's see. Should I go back and replay the video? No, I won't. Glenn McIntosh is the kind of person who'll go into a video, pause the video, because I've seen him do this, and then read the comments and make his opinion about the video based on the comments. Typical Globling thing to do. Like pause the video so he doesn't hear what's being said, then read in the comments, "You said chicken tastes like pork. It doesn't." Then go, "Oh, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. They keep saying chicken tastes like pork." And really, it's a video about ham sandwiches. It just doesn't bother looking at the details. That's Glenn McIntosh, who's still not commenting in the chat, even though he can comment, but he isn't going to because he can't explain this astronaut saying today, August 26th, which is obviously to be aired on, well, August 26th, at a guess. At a guess, that is due to be aired on August 26th. That's right. And Salim Magara, just because you remove Bandsaw as a moderator, it's a problem. I don't know who Bandsaw is anyway. It's just, what can I say? Anyway, Ryan Tinsel, oh, a video. Let's have a look at that. Good Lord. So, Antonio plainly failed to go to the outside and check, and so I went and checked, and yeah, sure enough, you can only see black on white. Wow. Just wow. Must have been deep fake, eh, Glenn? I'm looking at this video of astronauts falling on the moon. It's just great. Might play it. I'm just watching it now. And the poor Globlings, like, oh, no, it's totally natural. Yeah, totally natural. And then he's poking a stick into the ground, like, and it falls over. And then he stands up, kind of magically. Just hit the video in the chat if you want to see what I'm talking about. And try again. Oh, nope, not quite. And try again. Oh, now he did it with that cable flashing above his head. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, let's not forget the cable one comment from NASA. Which people like Glenn McIntosh just dink, delete, delete. Oh. Remember when it used to be like just a micrometeorite punching a hole through the spacesuit would kill the astronaut because of the pressure difference? Okay, what happens when it's a hole on the ISS? Nothing really, it can just block it with the finger. Huh, Well then, if an astronaut got a hole in their suit from a micrometeorite, why don't they just put their finger on it? Yeah, it's just not to mention the amount of junk that they threw around. It's just such a crock of... It's just made for people who believe in Santa Claus. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show the Santa tracker again for Glenn McIntosh. Antonio is the type of person who misunderstands pretty much every aspect of life. Glenn, I'm going to give you tell you one more time, okay? I'm going to remove that comment, even though I read it out loud. Have you done your tube? Okay, Glenn, you're supposed to be explaining why she said the 26th of August. So I'm going to put you in timeout again. Glenn, when you come back, make one more comment that it's not an explanation why she said the 26th of August on or before the 14th of August, okay? Or be banned. Then you can have your safe space in your studio. Have your safe space there. Because you might have noticed a whole bunch of Globlings here with wrenches, but they're not propagandizing, are they? See, Glenn? Hey, anyway. Think he's upset, poor lad. He is upset. And what he does is the narcissistic thing of continuous deflection. Ask a straight question, punk, punk, deflect. Straight question, punk, punk, deflect. It's really simple. So yesterday he asks about the deep fake. And I say, and I'm going to ask you, oh yeah, I'll say it now. Brilliant. Glenn sends me a text. Wait a second. I'm going to read a text that Glenn sent me. Okay. He sends me this in 2017. I'm at the Lake District and Marie has just pointed out that the moon's crescent is caused by the Earth's shadow. True story. Glenn McIntosh. The moon's crescent is caused by the Earth's shadow. I had to explain to him yesterday the moon's crescent from the globe theory. I had to explain it to him. I had to say, look, here's the crescent. According to your globe, what's happened is you can't see the sun because the Earth has rotated, but it's in, well, that direction, according to your globe theory. That's why. Not because it's over there and casting the shadow of the Earth on the moon. That's Glenn McIntosh and his wife Marie. Hey, wow, that's ultra intelligent. It's like, hey, you know how that's boiling in that pan? Yeah, that's because there are fairies in the corner going and that makes it boil. Like, wow, that's really retarded. It's the moon, Earth's shadow on the moon, that's what's making the crescent. It's like, no, that would be an eclipse according to your theory, not a crescent moon. Jeez Louise, say it ain't so, Glenn. After your 5-minute timeout, say it ain't so in the chat. Say Space Seeker. Astronauts falling over on the moon look like they're being held by cables. Yes, Ryan Twistle. They absolutely do. It's just so sad. So, what I was going to do, and I will do, is I'm going to go to the NORAD Santa tracker. This is how easy it is to do, guys. Okay, let me minimize this window. Put it over there in the corner. So you go to YouTube, to the search. You write Santa tracker NORAD. 1 second. Hello. Hi. Yes, I do. Yes. No. Okay. Yeah. No. No. I will come later. Yes. Okay, though. All right. Bye. So you see a whole list. NORAD Santa Tracker full route 2015. All NORAD Santa cams. Oh, it's lots of different cams, not just tracking by NORAD. NORAD Santa Tracker Live. Let's go for a nice long one. 2018 NORAD Santa Tracker plus Google Map Tracker live stream. Just under 12 hours. This should be good. Let's switch the music off. Look, Glenn, it's real. Santa is real, just like you thought. Glenn, by the way, who says there's nothing wrong with people deciding that they're the other sex, by the way. Just so you've got a bit of a framework of Glenn's mind. So I'm going to move the box to the other side. Hey. Nothing wrong. It's perfectly normal. It's like barely an inconvenience to society. Right, so. Look, Glenn, that's Santa. That's right. You're seeing Santa on your screen being tracked by NORAD. And on your top left, you're seeing a satellite image of the Santa tracker. They probably have a drone like pretty close to the Santa vehicle. You know, like sure, it doesn't look like he's got many gifts there. Maybe he just does lots of trips back and forth. But he must have some drone, like NORAD, the guys at NORAD. Oh, it looks like he stopped midair. All right, no, there's a glitch. Glitch in the matrix. So there must be a drone, okay, filming this from, well, it looks like maybe 30, 50 yards behind and above, just, you know, to its 7 o'clock, you know. That's interesting. Oh, look, it's turning. Hasn't stopped yet to give anybody gifts. No, it looks like it's just doing a flyby. You see, this is Santa Tracker from NORAD. NORAD is a real thing in the real world. What is NORAD? It's the North American Defense. Yeah, North American Defense. Isn't it? I think that's what NORAD is. Huh. Nice. It's just fascinating, isn't it? Those are the guys that didn't interrupt the 9/11 thing. Those guys. The guys who were busy with a Blue Angel, whatever it was called. Yeah, no, we're busy, dude. We were just busy. We didn't react or respond, well, because we were busy doing exercises. What were these exercises? Well, we inserted bleeps into the radars and we went to intercept those bleeps. Like, oh, so you can just you can just put bleeps into radars? Yeah, that's right. Can you put bleeps into, like, flight tracking systems? Well, of course we can. Is that what you did with the One More Orbit? No, that's not what we did with the One More Orbit. Really? Yes. Oh. But you could, right? Well, technically, yeah. All right. But you didn't? Nope. Swear. Okay, we swear. Pinky promise. Pinky promise for Glenn. Okay, pinky promise for Glenn. We didn't do that with One More Orbit, which has now gone dead and buried, gone, finished. They didn't go over the North Pole or over the South Pole, but they went over the North Pole and the South Pole. That's right, Glenn McIntosh. Now, I'm going to look in the chat. I'm going to ask people in the chat, so please just keep timing Glenn McIntosh. Oh, there he is again, chatting. Maybe, just maybe, the lady was pre-recording a section of the video for the halfway point of her mission and Woman's Day because she was scheduled to work that day. Crazy. Wait. She was scheduled to work that day and didn't have time out of the busy schedule to do it on that day, so it was just pre-recorded. So it was pre-recorded. Great. Do you know if any of it is ever actually not pre-recorded? Do you have any evidence that any of it is not pre-recorded, Glenn McIntosh? Any evidence? Right, so back to the Santa Tracker. Oh, he's going towards, towards New York, it looks like. Woohoo! New York press is coming. Wait a second, it's not stopped even once to drop any presses. So you see, just so you understand, this NORAD Santa tracker is made for very stupid people. Some of those very stupid people are children. Yeah. And because they're very stupid people, some of them are adults, like Glenn, but some of those very stupid people don't say things like, hey, okay, so we see where he's going, but we don't see him stopping and dropping any presses off. What's going on here? See, that's the kind of question that, well, a not very stupid person might ask. Oh, wait, Glenn McIntosh. Oh, this is a doozy. Maybe she was practicing. Oh my God. Like, I've got some feathers. If I had some straws, I'd offer you some straws to clutch at, Glenn. Oh, wait. Glenn says, they have direct links with school kids, for example. Now, here's the thing, Glenn. Do you imagine that they might have direct links with school kids on the 26th of August and play that clip? Messages. Glenn moaning about having just left the message. I'm reading it, dude. They have direct links with school kids, for example. You mean the school kids that watch Santa Tracker? That kind of school kid. It's so sad, because Glenn is a lovely guy. It's so sad to see somebody, the majority of his world, he functions perfectly well. The theory part of his world, he's completely lost. I say, you know, the theory part is a gibberish. You don't need any of it. You can just like be a realist and accept that, well, you were hoodwinked into the theory part, and the reality is a bit different to that. He struggles. Well, as you see, apologising for the globe theory. He struggles. He doesn't quite know it very well, but he still apologises for it. It's fascinating, but it's kind of tragic too. So as you watch the screen and you're seeing the arrival at, I think it's Canada, Quebec. Ooh, I think that's where it is. Oh no, it isn't. Wow, wait a second, where's he gone? He's in Thailand. That was a great big leap. They were in North America a minute ago. What the? What the bejesus? He's going to non-Christian countries. That's where he's going. Oh dear, is he really? Yes, he is. Why is he going there? Why is he going to non-Christian countries? Well, because all children get presents at Christmas Day. Even Jews. Well, no, not Jews. What about Muslims? Not Muslims. What about Hindus? Not Hindus. What about Buddhists? Also not. So who gets presents on Christmas Day? Well, Christians. But all children are Christian under God. Is he for dim-dims like Glenn? Okay, do the kids ask a question then? And, oh God. Glenn McIntosh, you poor sod. This is what Glenn writes. And I do love entertaining Glenn. How do the kids ask the questions then and have them answer? This is how. They say, write your questions to the children. Maybe ask about what they do on the time off, whatever. So the children ask the questions. Then they read the questions. They have the answers. The answers are to the questions: what colour socks are you wearing? How big is your bum? Just whatever. They've got the answers to those questions. They look through the children's questions and they go, oh, here's Jennifer asking what colour socks she's wearing. Here's Peter asking how big's her bum. Okay, so we've decided Jessica and Peter are going to read their questions out. Do you see, Glenn? Do you remember when I said to you, look, you know how they can fake Gravity, the movie? They can fake all of that. You know how they can fake that, because they did? Could they fake it for other reasons other than a Hollywood film? Yeah, they could do it to hoodwink people like you. They could. You say they could, but they don't. So, yeah. Bandsaw Bandit writes, I love being naked. That means not having a wrench. Bandsaw Bandit, I told you to stop banning people. You kept, well, not banning, timing out and stuff. You carried on. No more wrench for you, dude. So, no, that is utter nonsense, writes Glenn McIntosh. I don't know if that's utter nonsense to the question thing, which is like, oh, okay. No, what's really happening is they're really live, apart from that session. That session wasn't really live, Glenn? The rest of the time they're really live. Not that session, though. And when you say utter nonsense, for something to be utter nonsense, it would have to be something that's not at least possible. You might say it's unlikely, but is it possible? Is it doable? Yes, it is. Oh. Anyway. David Prince writes, can't believe he doesn't think the questions are scripted. Of course he doesn't. He thinks you can jump up slowly on the moon. And that's why they went up slowly. Not because the footage was slowed down. No, because they could jump up slowly. And that you can jump up slowly on the earth. Apart from when you ask him to do it, and then what he does is he sits on the edge of his wheelie chair and he goes like this and lifts his feet off the ground slowly. And I say to him, that's not really jumping, Glenn. That's right. Glenn McIntosh, you poor dim-dim. Is it possible she was practicing? No, it isn't. It's not possible that she was practicing, Glenn McIntosh. What would she have to practice? Speaking? An astronaut who's supposedly been trained to do all series of incredibly complex things has to practice speaking. Glenn McIntosh. What an absurd question. So let me ask you. Is it possible that an astronaut needs to practice speaking? She's been there 5.5 months. What does she need to practice again, Glenn? Glenn, what does she need to practice? Gosh, lots of people. Celtic 67, don't hide, Glenn. I'm enjoying this exchange. Okay, Celtic 67, don't hide, Glenn. And don't time him out. I'm engaging with him. So, Glenn, what aspect of speaking do you think an astronaut might need to practice after having been up there 5.5 months, apparently? But it's timed out, so we'll have to wait 5 minutes. Thanks, guys. This becomes so much more fun. Timed out. That's right, you were, Glenn. You were timed out. Because you keep saying very stupid things like, probably the astronaut needed to practice speaking. Glenn, you actually said, is it possible that she could be practicing? What was she doing? She was speaking. What would she be practicing? Speaking. You actually said that, Glenn. Okay, by the way, guys, so Confessions of Walking Speech. Let me see. So anybody else who times out is going to have their wrench removed and get banned. Hear me. Anybody else who times him out is having their wrench removed and is then being banned. Okay? So walking speech 1.0. I'm looking for you. Ba, ba, ba. 1.23. It's good. The first part of this is best. This last part. So there's also this. I have asked Glenn if he wants to join, but he keeps like not. Curtis 67. F him, Antonio. He's just a dogmatic little zealot. He's just time wasting. He's not. I'm enjoying this. We're showing what an imbecile his brain is. His brain is an imbecile brain. And he's saying, oh, probably practicing. Like, practicing what? See, I'm enjoying this, Celtic 67. If you would like something else to be discussed, then start a stream and start discussing that something else. It's easy. It's just... That's almost as good as Where's Wally? Glenn saying she probably needed to practice speaking. It's almost as good as Where's Wally saying, Antonio says you can only see black and white under the moonlight. So I went and checked and yeah, sure, you can only see black and white. It's almost as good as that. So, where's Santa? Glenn, where's Santa? Where's Santa now? Is he still in Eastern countries that are not Christian? But maybe there's a family of Christians living there and he's going to visit them too. Oh, that's a good explanation. Maybe the astronaut is practicing speaking. Glenn, you actually said that. In fact, I'm going to text it to you. What a stupid thing to say. Astronaut needs to practice speaking. Hashtag. Just wow. Really, just wow. What the heck is going on with the screen? Alright, I moved it to the side, that's what. Sorry about that. Maybe the astronaut needs to practice speaking. So I said to Glenn, why don't you join me on the Hangout? I've said it to him before. He did join me at one time and then he pooed his pants and had to leave. However, this became first. He joined the Hangout and I was so frustrated I had to close it down. Even though anybody who watched it can see that didn't actually happen. He said he had to go and he left. And then I carried on for a while and then I closed it down. That turned into, no. You become flustered when I'm in the chat. Like, you were talking about when you joined my Hangout. You just switched rails. Like, that's called a non sequitur. So Glenn, you're still listening. Okay, to join me, it's obviously slow. I saw from yesterday you don't have much work on. So, you're just killing time. You've got an hour to go before home time. Why don't you join me? Just type X and you can join me. Pass you a link to Skype and you can join me through Skype. That rainbow spiderweb pic, if taken on the full moon, it would reflect the colour of all of the water droplets. Or is that obvious? I don't know about that, P. Murray. You have to check. So that rainbow spiderweb pic, if taken on the full moon, it would reflect no colour at all in the water droplets. You're not understanding this, Pete Murray, Level Earth UK. The rainbow on the spider web is not from water droplets. It's a dry spider web. It's a dry spider web. Same as you can get from a CD, you can get rainbow colours on a CD that's like completely dry, or cellophane, or oil puddles. rainbow colours. It's not to do with water droplets. On the CD, there's no water droplets. On the cellophane, there's no water droplets. On the oil, there's no water droplets. I don't have a wrench, so no join. You can join and be in the hangout, Glenn. You know. Rod James is asking you to answer the question, Glenn. What is the astronaut practicing? Could it be? Could it be she's practicing? She was speaking. Well, yeah, because she was practicing. Practicing what? Speaking. This is what happens when we let women do things. I say it because it's funny. No, it's not due, B. Murray. It's not due. It is bone dry. But Glenn McIntosh saw, he went to Florida and he saw a rocket take off to the moon or something. He saw a launch. He saw go, oh, get you with your curve. But it went out to space. No wrench, no answer. Okay, I'll play, Glenn. Here, I will give you your wrench back. And then I will ask you to answer, what is she practicing? Okay, so here's your wrench. Now you have the wrench. Now please answer, what is she practicing? Okay. And if you don't answer what she's practicing, then you use your wrench and you get banned from this channel. That's good, isn't it? Right, Banso, let's see what the comment is. Useful conversation, the globe weighs so far up your ass that if you find it hard you could comprehend. Ryan Q. Vincent, stop blocking Banso Bandit's comments, please. Oh, and Spake Face. It's interesting. Why did you ban Spake Face, Banso Bandit? You see, I will now unban him. And give him a wrench. Now, here's the thing. Because what happens is, when you give wrenches to everyone, some of the people you're giving wrenches to are infiltrators, and you don't find out until they start behaving in a way that tells you, oh, infiltrators. So then you see who are infiltrators. It doesn't matter, you can carry on infiltrating all you like. It doesn't matter to me. It's, you can't pull down the truth. So the infiltrators out there, maybe you'd like to write a book to counter the Book of the Sun. All of the points in the Book of the Sun. You could counter all of them and publish it. First you'd have to read it, and then you'd have to find something you can object to, and then you'd have to object to it coherently and logically, not just faith-based. Okay, infiltrators? Thank you. So, Glenn, now you have a wrench. Okay? Explain what the astronaut would be practicing. Oh, Glenn, it's taken you a long time. What could the astronaut be practicing? How desperate is that? That is just very desperate. I said to Glenn and Pete, take your cameras out, do a time-lapse of the stars, and then turn your camera 90 degrees and do a time-lapse of the stars. You'll then be able to determine any lens errors that are translating into stars not quite making circles. See, that's how you can do it. Because they're not really making circles, so maybe do that. Banso Bandwidth, I would never time you out being a non-flat earther. Okay, says Terry Davis. You didn't ban him or time him out. But Spake's face and whoever else it was, I'll look later. Gives you a readout. Hey, Rod James, you're looking for the answer. Yes. Bandit was in Vegas. Who was in Vegas? Danny Diesel. Who was in Vegas? Bandy, you're a twat. Who's Bandy? I'm looking at Bandy. Banso Bandit. Okay, why do you say that, Spakeface? Spakeface, why do you say that Banso Bandit is a twat? I took his wrench off because I saw him banning people, but there is a lag. Maybe he didn't hear me saying yet, I don't know. Suficiente, fantastic name. I'm reading the Book of the Sun, Spanish version. Thanks, it's great. De nada. Thanks you to buying it. From Ricky. And thanks to Ricky for translating it. How can anyone think the Earth is flat? Writes Terry Davis. Well, because the Earth is flat, how can anyone think the Earth is a sphere? Terry Davis. How can anyone think the Earth is a sphere? Terry Davis. Is it because of things like the Santa tracker that's on the screen right now? We had a troll bandit in Vegas chat. Similar icon. Similar icon to whom? Danny Diesel. Let me know. And I will look for him. You see, so this is how infiltration... I was going to go into how infiltration goes. Banso Bandit. Oh, that bandit. I ain't the one, Danny Diesel. If you were, would you say, yeah, that was me? I say it for his, hers, belligerent comments. Oh, okay, fair enough, says Spakeface. My parents lied. They said there was no Santa. But there he is. So I asked a question to Terry Davis. How can everyone think the Earth is flat? And I'm asking you, how can anyone think the Earth is a globe? Not seeing an answer some time ago. Because we live on a globe. You're seeing Santa Claus there. Is he real? Because you're seeing him there. Terry Davis. Now, what I'm going to do is take your wrench away. Remove moderator. Any further comments, please make them through Super Chat. Thank you. And any comments, all the people with the wrenches, don't ban him from the channel. So don't hide user from this channel. But remove his comments if they're propaganda for the globe. But he's free to make the comments through Super Chat. Glenn, what's happened? Asked you a question. Gone silent. Are you looking it up? Are you conferring with Pete? Is Pete trying to give you reasons that that astronaut might be practicing? And Santa still being tracked 11 hours. Just under 12 hours of Santa being tracked live. Okay, so look. Live stream. Are you seeing this, Glenn? What do you think of, well, what could she be practicing? This is a live stream you're watching. It's not, obviously, it's not live now. I'm playing it from when they streamed it live. They streamed it live. Does it mean that because they streamed it live, it was live? No, it doesn't. So, when they stream live astronauts, does it mean that they're live because they're being streamed live? Glenn? Terry Davies, what makes you think you live on a spinning rock, evolved from the sea into a chimp into Homo sapiens? Oh, there's no thought to it, Green Grub. It's just a whole series of opinions that have been dressed as information and knowledge that are just regurgitated. They're just opinions. Maybe this happened. That comedian yesterday, so nothing exploded. I've done this myself so many times. So nothing exploded. Went on to make everything. Nothing exploded. What exploded? Nothing. Huh. Okay. Maybe I go and get myself a glass. I will do that. Give me a second. Let's see. Let me see how my camera is going to capture this. Here. Okay. And no, it's not showing. Maybe on top of this. Oh, a little bit showing. Maybe this on top of this. Yes. Oh, it's a Jenga tower. Oh, maybe this on top of this. Oh, precarious, precarious. Maybe not. What could I stack it on? A whole bunch of books. Hey, Glenn, look. I'm going to grab a bunch of books. Glenn, look. These, they're books. That's right. This thing, look. See, it's got like a harder paper. It's almost a cardboard. And like it goes all the way outside. And then inside it, there are pages. And they're kind of held in place by a glue. And each page says something different to all of the other pages. This is called the book. Usually it tells a story. It goes on. Just so you know what a book is. Let me grab some more. Oh, let's grab the Holy Quran. And Spike Milligan. The essential Spike Milligan. Almost as funny as the Quran. There, that will do. Put that there. Can you see that? No, I'll do it like this. There's a glass. What's inside that glass? Nothing. Okay. Maybe while we're here, a universe will start. Huh? Yeah, totally ripping off that guy's joke, but let's face it, there's more here than in the nothingness. In fact, there's air, yeah, with a little bit of smoke particulate from my cigarettes. So maybe a universe will start at some point. You see, one of the things they don't explain to Dim Dim's Eye Glenn is that for the nothing to explode, there must be an engagement of some kind of mechanism that causes the explosion. Like cause and effect. Explosion, effect. Effect of what? Of cause. What's the cause? Some mechanism of some type. But wait, if there wasn't space and time, then there can't have been a mechanism of any type. That's right. Then it can't have exploded. That's right. So it didn't explode. No, it did. Why? Well, because look at everything. That's Terry Davis' explanation. Why is Santa delivering presents this time of year? Question mark. Terry Davis. Look, Terry Davis. This today, August 26. That's what it says here. This is the name of today's hangout. But the video that's being played, one second, is this. Look, I show you. streamed live on December 24th. See, not today. Not today, he's delivering presents. Anyway, so let's go back to the chat. Keep a close eye, Terry Davies, any minute, at any instant. In fact, there's nothing to separate any instant from any instant before. You know, so there was no timer that had a countdown to the explosion. There was no there were no instances of time difference for the Big Bang to happen, which means those conditions are met right now. There is no instant difference between the instance of it happening and the instance of it not happening. We've removed that. All of the possibility is already there. Let's see if it happens. Indeed, there is air in the glass, so there's a lot more already. It's already a lot more. Right, so Terry Davis, I think you're getting a bit zealous. Take some time out. Oh, sorry, wrong one. I just hid you on my channel. Let me unhide you. Unhide. Let's instead put you on timeout. And you can relax a little bit. Put timeout. Now, Glenn McIntosh, we're waiting for your answer. I don't know if you answered while I was getting the glass and setting up this elaborate experiment. Oh, okay. Thank you. Am I going to read that out loud? Because I don't want to give the game away. But instead, I'm going to do something. Face, is Karen B a man? No, don't think so. Talks like one. Yeah. The imposter didn't talk like one, did it? That was a man. And there. Okay, so we got rid of one infiltrator. Glenn McIntosh, what's taking you so long? For those joining, this is a glass. Inside the glass there is nothing, at least nothing different from anywhere else. Exactly the same conditions as, well, the nothingness at the start of the universe. No difference from anywhere else. See? Same condition, no difference from anywhere else. Great. Let's wait for a Big Bang to happen. See. Right, so Glenn McIntosh. I know what I'll do. Give me a second.
Hello?
Hello, Glenn.
CB?
You're not answering the question. So viewers, what you're hearing is the silence of Glenn McIntosh after being asked, well, having had it pointed out to him that he's not answering the question. He's still on the phone. He's just not answering the question. It's still on. Don't worry about the screen having gone a little bit darker. This is so funny because right now in the studio there's Glenn and Pete sat in silence. Oh, now he hung up. I think, unless I just ran out of credit, I don't know. Oh dear. Oh dear, Glenn, that was embarrassing for you. I think I might, I've not been doing this very much lately, but I think I might pull this video download this video and cut this section out and just upload that section on its own. That's right. They were sat in silence in the studio. In their office, which by the way has so much radiation, I can't be in there like longer than, I don't know, an hour. It's just like, ugh, I just need to leave. And they're getting old. They're aging fast. But no, radiation, no. Anyway, even though I took my Gauss meter and my EMF field sensor, I took it and showed them. Still like, delete. Anyway, they were sat in the studio like this. Oh. Usually they're saying, just stuff, But wow, just wow. Wait till I show that to Graham, Glenn. Jeez. Is Glenn a mate of Ant's? Yes, Roy Christopher. He is a mate of mine. He might now jump in the chat and go, no, I'm not. But then you'll all be like, go on then, answer the question. Still no universe happening here. It's odd. Why would that be? Oh, wait. If I move it like this. Wait. Is it this way? I'm looking in the thing. Wait. I want to make sure I'm moving it. No, wrong way. Here. Here. Wait a second. Keep making sure I have it just right. Keep watching. Keep what? Oh no, wait. Let me do something else. Let's put another book. Let's see. Oh, nearly. Just a bit more. Let's get this big laser box. Right. Oh, nearly. Something else. There. Let's put these two there. Oh, brush is falling. Right. These should do it. Let's see now. Oh, perfect. Keep watching. And God said, let there be light. Oh, good Lord, it's a universe in the Did you see what I just did? Just made a glass just by saying, let there be light. I must be God. Because that's what God said, right? According to the dim-dims, who thinks that God goes around saying things like, well, vibrations make things happen. Right, okay. Sounds, vibrations. Right, so what's the air? Was the air? Well, divide the water from the water. Was the air for vibrations? Maybe he said it in the water. Oh. So God said, is that what God said? Dim-dims. Anyway, still Santa is still tracking. Being tracked anyway. Roy Christopher, bloody hell, wouldn't want to make it like that. My mistake, maybe it's all pleasant banter. It is, Roy Christopher. It is pleasant banter. The poor dim-dim. Poor dim-dim sends me a message about how the moon's crescent, the dark side, is the Earth's shadow. It was just a normal crescent moon. Sun, Earth, shadow, moon, crescent. There you go. True story. I mean, I said to him yesterday, quoted it to him. He said, I don't remember that. It's a quote. He went, you went back all that time. It's like, yes. Oh, okay. So can you explain why you said that? Like, I'm not going to. Can you explain why you said that? Not going to. Can you explain what you said? And it goes like that a lot, back and forth and back and forth. And then I make him a cup of tea, because I always make the cups of tea. I'm joking, and I say that because I can just sense his vein bulging. And it's like, oh, he does it, measure. No, we're gonna take turns making a cup of tea. Huh? Yes, Dave Hinkle. You're damn right. That's an inefficient Santa. Hasn't stopped once. Not once. It's like one being Labour, the other Conservative. No, it isn't. It's like one being intelligent, the other one being a dim-dim. That's right. Oh, Delete the Elite. There's a channel called Delete the Elite, and it just hit me. It's like, wait a second. Isn't that what the communist system did? It took all the elites, killed them all. Okay, who next? Just wealthy people, kill them all. Great. Wait, weren't most of those guys farmers? Yes. Okay, now they're all dead. Great. Now who? Wealthy poor people. Right, great. Kill them too. Right. We haven't got any food. Huh. So we haven't got any food. Oh, I guess you'll just have to starve to death. So people start starving to death. Then guess what happens? Guess what happens? People start starving to death, and they continue to starve to death, and they continue to starve to death, until guess who comes to the rescue? This is not very well known because, see, it was the Cold War, after the Second World War. Guess who comes to the rescue of the Soviet Union? With thousands of tons of grain, like wheat, for bread, and other arables. The United States, that's right, that evil entity, the United States, that evil entity, gave to the Soviet Union hundreds of tons of food so that they would stop starving. Oh, maybe things aren't quite as black and white as people think. Huh? Anyway. Is Wolfie a mate too? No, he isn't. Wolfie's a real dim-dim. Like, he goes out and he films from very far away, over a swell, a lighthouse. He doesn't stay there and do a time-lapse and watch the swell disappear and reveal the rest of the lighthouse, because other people have gone there to the same location and gone, hey, I can see the structure on which the lighthouse stands from the same location. The heck, Wolfie? Like, I'm not seeing that. Delete. That's Wolfie. Just like his pal, where's Wally, the scientist that helped with the one more bit. That scientist. The scientist who says, this half-wit flat earth and Donny Osuidas keep saying stuff like, when you go out in the full moon, you can only see black and white. So, what he didn't think was that I would go out on the full moon and see for myself. I did go out to the full moon and see for myself. And yeah, it is black and white. It's just like, wow. Just wow. Anyway, Glenn, what's happening? Why the shyness? Why the shyness? You have a wrench. Why the shyness? Because I'm going to have to go soon. I think I'll play Where's Wally again. Yeah, I'll play Where's Wally. Give me a second, let me see if I still have it. Oops, wrong one. Let me see if I still have it around. The dim-dim. But if you change the light... Like, yes, if you change the light, then guess what you've done? You've changed the light, you dim-dim. So enough of the Santa tracker. Let's go back to the dim-dim. Where's Wally? The dim-dim. Oh, okay. I think I'll have to go into my history. Gosh. Glenn McIntosh. Yeah, but Antonio keeps making mistakes like deep fake and thing. So everything, nothing. It's that how it works? Is that how it works? Somebody makes a mistake, therefore everything is a mistake. Say, oh, that's interesting. What happens if, say, your mother makes a mistake? Everything? Your father makes a mistake? Everything? Your wife makes a mistake? Everything? You make a mistake? Everything? Because let's face it, you made a mistake saying maybe she was practicing talking. That's a mistake. Does that mean that all of your other ideas have been mistakes? What about observations? Have they all been mistakes too? So I'm going to play again the portion of Where's Wally? Confirming what I said. For his viewers who haven't bothered going and checking, of course he can't just leave it there. He has to then, well, change the parameters. Because otherwise it would be, Antonio says, if you go out in the full moon and you look at colours, you can't distinguish colours because all you have is black and white. I went out, checked, yep, all you have is black and white. End of video. He can't do that. He does do that, except the end of video part. It goes on. However, if you change the light, it's like, good golly, if you put a glass of water in the sunlight, will it boil? No. What happens if you change the sunlight? Will it boil then? Well, if you focus it, it will boil. Right. Does natural moonlight give colour to things? No. Is that what Antonio was saying? Yes. Is it true? Yes. What happens if you change that? Well, like when you change the sunlight, you change what happens. It's very simple. Here you go.
But basically his proof was that if you go outside on a moonlight night when the moon is full, you can only see in black and white. Well, I walked outside and yes, sure, you can basically see black and white.
End of story. I'm going to play it again. By the way, just for those of you who think that it's unfair to edit like this, just watch any of his videos. This is exactly what he does all of the time, except not proving a point like I'm doing. He actually went and proved my point. What he does is like Simon Dan. He takes a portion of what somebody's saying and then addresses that portion, skips the next part to some other portion. Okay? So, if you think it's unfair, maybe go and tell Wally. Right, so here we go. Same as Wolfie 6020. You see, when I said your moon observation is a crock of nonsense, and why do you have the moon reflected on the top of the clouds if you're looking down at the moon? Okay, why is the light of the moon so localized? There you can see its reflection directly underneath on the top of the clouds. That wasn't addressed. This Dim Dim has told people that the 6-gram feather that you're seeing on the screen, really, somehow it was 6 gram despite having a steel rod inside it. That's right. Because it fell the same rate as the hammer, because the Dim Dims are so stupid that they don't understand. Look, according to your theory, it would not only have to, according to your theory, not only would it have to weigh the same as the hammer, but also have the same aerodynamics. It doesn't. It weighs 6 grams. Imagine if it weighed 6 grams with a steel rod. Great. Does that mean it's going to fall at the same rate as the hammer? 6 grams with a steel rod inside it? Well, then your theory is wrong. Now imagine that it's just straightforward 6 grams. Just 6 grams. Is it going to fall at the same rate as the hammer? Looks like it, at least for that very brief period. But let's listen to Where's Wally again.
Say that, well, particularly one of Antonio's feathers, but basically his proof was that if you go outside on a moonlight night when the moon is full, you can only see in black and white. Well, I walked outside and yes, sure, you can basically see black and white.
Yes, that's right. You see, when filming night scenes outdoors, what the cinematographers do is They paint the land that's being filmed, like the small region, if it's good filming, they will literally paint the land grey. Don't ask me why they simply don't film in black and white. They could do that, but they don't. And I don't understand why. Probably, some kind of union thing. Props, union guys. Oh, you can't do that. We have to make grey grass. But that's what they do. They make the background grey, and then because human beings, generally speaking, aren't grey, they paint the human beings grey. They paint their hair grey, or they give them wigs to change the colour. So if somebody's blonde, they change it so, well, they're not yellow blonde. Same with ginger. And they'll paint their skin grey. That's what and then they film them. I really don't understand why they don't do it in black and white. I don't. I really don't, because then they wouldn't have to do any of that. But yeah, that's what they do. So I'm going to play Where's Wally again. And then I'm going to play him just messing up for a scientist, messing up massively on something I happen to know a little bit about.
When I heard him say that, well, particularly one of Antonio's feathers, it basically is...
He said you could knock him over with a feather, especially one of Antonio's 6-gram feathers. Like, good Lord. Dude, you need to get some food, don't you?
Proof was that if you go outside on a moonlight night when the moon is full, you can only see in black and white. Well, I walked outside and, yes, sure, you can basically see black and white.
So I went outside and, yes, sure, you can basically black and white. Good Lord, it's almost like what I was saying was true.
But what Antonio failed to do with...
So, when Where's Wally says what Antonio failed to do, as if I'd actually failed to do something, he messes up. He said it with the star trails. What Antonio failed to do was look at the northern star trails, and yes, sure, same thing there. Not real circles, not circles from the same central point. So he says what Antonio failed to do was look at this. Now he's going to completely misinterpret what he's looking at because he hasn't really understood it very well. Listen.
What I did is go and research this a bit, and it turns out that it's because your eyes have 2 different sets of senses. One are the rods and the other are the cones. Now the rods are the light sensitive for low light conditions, and the cones are for the colour, the red, green, blue.
No, look. Both of them are for light. One of them is for light intensity and the other is for light frequency. Not the same thing. I'm going to play that again because this is the kind of thing that mortifies narcissists like Where's Wally, when somebody just keeps pointing out their mistake over and over and over and over. Okay, a bit like Glenn McIntosh.
It's for the colour, the red, green, blue.
Let's go back some more.
Sets of senses. One are the rods and the other are the cones. Now the rods are the light sensitive for low
light sensitive. So are the cones light sensitive.
Light conditions, and the cones are for the colour, the red, green, blue.
Listen again.
You can basically see black and white. But what Antonio failed to do, which what I did, is go and research this a bit. And it turns out that it's because your eyes have 2 different sets of senses. One are the rods and the other are the cones. Now the rods are the light sensitive for low light conditions, and the cone.
The rods are light sensitive for low light conditions? No. The rods are for light intensity. And the cone are for colours. So cone, frequency, rod, intensity. According to his thinking, the grey you're looking at in the screen that has less intensity than the white, that grey is being seen by your rods. That's right, believe it or not. What crack pottery is that? What silliness? I mean, it's just completely 100% wrong. The rods take up the majority of the space of the retina, and the cones take a small region, and that region is called the fovea.
For the colour, the red, green, blue. So what happens when you're in a very low light situation is the rods can see.
So what happens is the rods can see. Well, here's the thing. To see details, you need to see difference between the two. The thing that sees difference between the two would be the thing that sees frequencies, not intensities. That would be the cones. They see. And just like your cones can now see white, they can see white on the low lighting. That's right. That's why when you have a dimmer switch at home, you can dim and dim and dim and you can still see the colours until, well, you can't see anymore. You see, your rods don't kick in because there's a little bit of light when you turn your dimmer nearly all the way down to off. You complete charlatan crackpot Looney Tune. So let's go back to him acknowledging one more time and then I wrap up. That when you go out, you really do see black and white. When the landscape, the environment is illuminated only by the moon.
When I heard him say that, well, particularly one of Antonio's feathers, but basically his proof was that if you go outside on a moonlight night when the moon is full, you can only see in black and white. Well, I walked outside and yes, sure, you can basically see black and white.
You can only see black and white, not basically. Yes, it is basically, but only. Because basically it gives a little bit of possibility, maybe. No. Just black and white, dude. Just black and white. Your fovea, the part of your eye that does the actual seeing. You complete clown foot. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop sharing. And in fact, I'm going to stop streaming. Wait, before I do, I'm going to go into the chat. I'm going to make my screen big so you can see whether or not a universe spontaneously starts happening in this glass. You're welcome for the little trick of the let there be light. I'm looking to see if Glenn McIntosh has made any comments, if he has summoned some courage to try to explain what the astronaut was practicing when the astronaut was speaking. Oh, I have a message from Danny Diesel. Watch the video you sent. Okay, give me a second. Oh, it looks like the chat's going to be interesting to read later. I'm not going to read it now because I want to wrap up. Give me a sec. I'm going to go and check. Glenn, you see this feeling that you've got? It's dread that your globe is wrong. But like I said to you yesterday, nothing happens. When you realise that your globe is wrong, the world is exactly the same. Nothing happens. Your soul doesn't get consumed by the devil or Mephistopheles. It doesn't. Nothing happens. Kind of interesting. Right, so give me a second. Leeds rules. I'm reading your message. Cheers, man. And yeah, absolutely. do keep me in the loop. So the Glens of the world will be going, but how could they? But must be a reasonable answer that doesn't demolish our belief in NASA. That's what they'll be thinking. There must be a reasonable answer, a reasonable explanation that doesn't demolish our belief in NASA. That's what they'll be scrabbling for. Now all it takes is for NASA to give the most facile, flimsy, error-laden excuse, and they go, oh, there you go, that's what it is. That's how they are. So let me see this video that Danny Diesel has shared. I'm trying to hit the video, it's not playing. Oh wait, huh? Wait a second. Oh, wait. Danny, it's not playing for me. There's a screen grab, but no. I'll show it later in a different one that are specialized to infiltrators. But yeah, thanks for that. Pass me a link to the actual thing though, please. So that's what will be happening. The Globlings will be going, oh, but, just like any Globling that goes out and sees, hey, full moon, all I see is grey, silvery greys and blacks. That's what all I'm seeing. However, if, then you'd see colour. It's like, yeah, if it was the sun, you'd see colour too. Guess what? That would happen. If it was the sun, you'd see colour too. If you shine a torch, you see colour too. If you change the moonlight, its frequency, which is the thing that the cones see, you change its frequency, good Lord, you've changed the phenomenon. And Globlings will be like, Terry Davis, no, you can't have your wrench back. Any further comments? Through Super Chat. Thanks. Yeah, so that happens. And Glenn McIntosh would be sat there going, rod cells are photoreceptor cells in the retina of the eye that can function in less intense light than the other type of visual photoreceptors, cone cells. Right, it says, Jurien de Veschauer. Rod cells are photoreceptor cells. That's right. All they check is intensity to dictate the retina's aperture. That's all they do. The rods that can function in less intense light. No, you're wrong. All they do is narrow the iris, sorry. They narrow the aperture. That's what happens. How do you think your eye figures out whether to dilate or contract the retina? It's by responding to the intensity of the light around you. Jerem de Veschauer. If you were taught otherwise, sorry, but you were taught wrong. The seeing doesn't happen from the rods. The rods don't do any seeing. It's the fovea that does the seeing. Okay? Not the rods. And in the fovea are the cones. There are rods there too, just to make sure that the light that's making its way through really is correct, because they're all engaged in the same membrane. If they've contracted, if the rods have contracted, send signals to contract the aperture, but there's still too much coming through, the rods in the fovea will say still too much and they will contract further. See how it goes? Look into it. Stop repeating silliness in the chat. Okay? So rod cells are more sensitive than cone cells and are almost entirely responsible for night vision. Stop lying, Jurien Dove and Shower. Just stop lying. Look at how sight happens. Okay? Like, oh, I tell you what, instead of wrapping up. No, I won't do it now. No, it's a bit convoluted. But wait, maybe I will. So, Faith, first, Jerem for lying in the chat. I'm going to remove your wrench. For lying, just for lying. Okay? And now I'm going to show everybody that you are lying. So let me pull up. Let me pull up. Let's go to something like Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't know, somewhere. Let's see. How the eye sees. Let's just do that. Not how the eye sees. Colour, just how the eye sees. How the human eye sees. Let's see. Vision basics. Okay, I agree. It's all about light, right? Light reflects off an object, and if that object is in your field of vision, it enters the eye. The first thing it touches is a thin veil of tears in the front. Behind this is your eye's front window, the cornea. This clear layer helps focus the light. On the other side is liquid called the aqueous humor. It circulates throughout the front part of your eye and keeps pressure inside constant. After the aqueous humor, light passes through the pupil. This is the central round opening in your iris. Sorry, they've missed out the lens. How did they miss out the lens? But never mind, maybe I've got it wrong. The colour part of your eye, it changes size to control how much light gets in farther back. Oh, next up is the lens. Yeah, sorry, I got it backwards. Next up is the lens. It works just like a camera to focus light. It adjusts shape depending on whether the light reflects off something near to you or far away. This light now pierces the centre of the eye. It's bathed in moisture from a clear jelly known as the vitreous. Its final destination is the retina, which lines the back of your eye. It's like the screen in a movie theatre, the film in a camera. The focus light hits cells called photoreceptors. Unlike a movie screen, the retina has many parts. Now let's go and look. The macula is a bullseye at the centre of your retina. The dead centre is called the fovea. I beg your pardon, what's that? Is that the word I was saying before? The fovea? It is, isn't it? Because it's the focal point of your eye, it has more special light-sensitive nerve endings called photoreceptors than any other part. Well, why are the photoreceptors in the parts of the eyes where you can't see clearly? Well, never mind that. Photoreceptors come in two kinds, rods and cones. They're special nerve endings that convert the light into electrochemical signals. A little bit of theory there, but never mind. Retinal pigment epithelium. It's a layer of dark tissue beneath the photoreceptors. These cells absorb excess light so the photoreceptors can give a clear signal. They also move nutrients to and waste from the photoreceptors to the choroid. The choroid is separate from the RPE. It lies behind the retina and is made up of many fine blood vessels that supply nutrition to the retina and RPE. Let's see. The sclera is the tough, white, fibrous outside wall of your eye. It's connected to the clear cornea in front. It protects the delicate structures inside the eye. Signals from the photoreceptors travel along nerve fibers. Ooh, fibers a bit like my tubes. To the optic nerve. It sends the signal to the visual center at the back of the brain. And that's how you see light. Oh, reflected from an object, enters the eye, gets focused, is converted into electrochemical signals delivered to the brain and is interpreted or seen as an image. Oh, it's a shame they didn't quite go into describing the rods and cones. Let's look some more. It also didn't say where the cones were, did it? It didn't quite say it. Because you see, it's an interesting question. Do the cones protrude from the retina towards the void? Or are they behind or inside the retina? They're inside the retina, beyond that void. Let's see. Refraction errors and refraction. How the eye sees. Let's see some more. Oh, I know. There you go. Let's see. The rods and cones of the human eye. Oh, let's do this one then. The retina contains two types of photoreceptors, rods and cones. The rods are more numerous, some 120 million, and are more sensitive than the cones. However, they are not sensitive to colour. I beg your pardon? They are not sensitive to colour? Why would that be? The 6 to 7 million cones provide the eye's colour sensitivity and are much more concentrated in the central yellow spot known as the macula. In the centre of that region is the fovea centralis, a 0.3 millimeter diameter rod free. See, rod free. There aren't even any in there. Rod free in the seeing part of the eye, with very thin, densely packed cones. Huh. What I was taught was that there were tiny rods there just to pick up any extra light. Turns out that's false. But never mind that. You see how there's none of the seeing happening from the rods? You see, the seeing part is happening at the fovea. See? The 6 to 7 million cones provide the eye's colour sensitivity, and they are much more concentrated in the central yellow spot known as the macula. In the centre of that region is the fovea centralis, 0.3mm diameter rod-free area with very thin, densely packed cones. The experimental evidence suggests that among the cones there are 3 different types of colour receptors. Remember, none of this is absolutely exact science, by the way. It's only recently they started showing that the cones do not protrude out of the retina, even though ophthalmologists have been telling them that for a long time. They were still showing the rods and cones the wrong way in the eye. That's right. It's only recently they've changed it. So let's get this. Let's go into the let's see, the fovea. Anatomical distribution. Let's look. Oh. Right, so the distribution of rods and cones across the surface of the retina also has important consequences for vision. Despite the fact that perception is typical daytime light levels is dominated by cone-mediated vision, the total number of rods in the human retina, 91 million, far exceeds the number of cones. As a result, the density of rods is much greater than cones throughout most of the retina. However, this relationship changes dramatically in the fovea, a highly specialized region of the central retina that measures about 1.2 millimeters. Sorry, the other one said 0.3 in diameter. In the fovea, cone density increases to 200-fold, reaching at its center the highest receptor packing density anywhere in the retina. This high density is achieved by decreasing the diameter of the cone outer segments such that foveal cones resemble rods in their appearance, but they're not. The increased density of cones in the fovea is accompanied by a sharp decline in the density of rods. In fact, the central 300, and I don't know what that unit is, of the fovea, called the foveola, is totally rod-free. Which is the part that does the seeing and sending to the brain? The fovea. Okay? Are there any rods in the fovea? No. What are people saying? Oh, wait, don't tell me I wasn't showing that. Oh, I wasn't showing that. Duh. Well, I just read it out loud. What I'm going to do, dagnabbit, I'm going to go back through the screen so then you can see. Here you are. Okay, now, this is what I was just reading. And before this, I was reading this. Okay? Here you go. Contradicts us slightly, like, oh, oopsie daisies, it is, after all, still a growing study. So this idea that, no, what it is it's the rods that only see colourless light. That's why you only see black and white at night time. It's like, no. You only see black and white at night time from the moon. From artificial light, you don't see black and white. You lying people. Okay. So, enjoy your eating of crow, globling clown feet. Okay, like during Deversvara, for lying, I'm going to hide user on this channel. That's right, I just showed that you were lying in the chat. Because you said rod cells, wait, let me see the message. Rod cells are more sensitive than cone cells and are almost entirely responsible for night vision. Oh dear. You see, the rod cells don't do any actual seeing, so they can't be there for night vision. You lying piece of... You silly person. Oh, I have a message. Let's see what the message is. All right. So that's it, folks. I'm going to wrap up. I hope you enjoyed. Universe still hasn't happened in this configuration. Here, look, here. Nothing. No, nothing. Just for the dim-dims. Before the Big Bang and before the Big Bang, there was no difference in state Anyway, here there's no difference in state. Anyway, there's no difference in state. Same conditions. Yeah, there's air. Doesn't matter. There's air outside. At the Big Bang, there was blackness, and there was always also blackness on the T. No Big Bang. It's silly. And you who still believe that, you're stupid because it's logically impossible. That doesn't mean just not able to be grasped by human logic. It means absolutely not possible. Possible means could happen. Absolutely could not happen. You understand? Right. So that's it. Thank you very much. See you all in Phobia Centralis, as Spakeface says. Right. Thanks, guys. Bye, all. Oh, dim dims. But the rods only see black and white. Dim dims.